Hey,
should we do the same? Run the same band. Run the same.
Alright,
band.
get Alan out of here. Get Alan out of here. Get Alan out of here, bro.
Okay. Fact, I got you.
Which hero do you think
He's
you will
gone.
be today?
I completely changed the bands.
Holy fuck, bro.
They're gonna ban Gambit.
I think
feel like.
They're gonna ban Gambit. They're gonna ban Gambit for sure.
I think it's Penny and Gambit for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, Convoy.
Okay, so we can't
Convoy's gonna be hard though. Convoy's gonna be hard though. It's harder to stop momentum in this one. They never got the point, so we never got the chance. But we were basically playing that like domination. That's the thing. That's why we're doing good. But now we're all warmed up. Now we're all warmed up and locked in, bro.
Reference.
Just a reference, bro.
We'll make a second decision based off this.
Yeah, it's gonna be Gambit, bro. It's gonna be Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit.
Who did we ban last time?
Fist.
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
Fist.
I don't mind keeping the Iron Fist, bro. They're deep.
They ban Penny again?
Yeah.
What about Iron Man?
I'm down to ban Fist. I'm down to ban Fist.
Iron Fist.
No,
Iron
they
Fist.
don't ban Iron Man. I'll diff him, bro.
Yeah, Iron Fist.
You could also Ultron if need be.
Iron Man is also the only DPS I need to play for flex reasons.
Yeah.
Should I go Rocket or Loki?
I like
Okay,
Rocket.
okay, good.
I like you as Rocket. I like Surf.
You'll
Go.
need
Get
a
revives,
top-notch
too.
team to win this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We won when we.
Yo,
used
low
Rocket.
key, low key.
No, Loki would be fire, bro. Loki.
Yo, Warlock as a third healer.
No, keep what we have going on. Actually, wait, no, we lost.
People we have going
It
on.
worked a lot better with the gunman team.
I can still go. I can still go Iron. I can still go Iron Man.
Wait.
If you guys want to do double tank.
Oh, Loki. Yo, Guggen, are you good
Okay,
at Hella?
I'll solo tank. Fuck it.
Yo,
Guggen's good at Hella. I think you can switch to Thor.
Okay. Headphones died? Oh, bro.
I never wanted to be Iron Man.
We need to pause it.
Guggen, if you're good Hella, stay Hella.
Yeah, stay Hella.
I can pause them. I can pause the game if you need to fix your headphones or
He's not a
something,
good
bro.
Hella, bro. Switched off at Hella.
I played.
We have three tanks.
tank,
now.
three
Yo,
tank.
He's back as Hella. He's back as Hella.
No, he's a good Hella.
Can you hear us at all?
That's okay.
Tell bro to go on, put Discord on his fucking phone.
They're full strat.
I'll text him.
Pause if you need.
Yeah, honestly, maybe we should pause.
4,
I'm just gonna
No, we
pause
can't
for
do
a
that,
second. I'm
bro.
gonna pause for a second.
We gotta pause there.
That's
Put it in the team chat.
okay. Hold on. I'm gonna put in the 6 chat.
Keyboard died? Why would I say that, bro?
Yo,
Yo.
y'all here? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yo, just type in the chat before you start. Hold on.
No, I paused
You
it.
ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait for them to say they're ready.
Alan said bet. I think that's a good enough confirmation.
Yeah. No. I don't want
Oh, yeah,
any.
we'll have to we'll have to press confirm.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect. I like that.
No, I skipped it. Fuck it.
Okay.
Yo, you guys.
Alright.
Fuck, I don't have my headphones. You guys have to communicate.
3,
Gotcha.
2,
Bro said my Adderall's wearing off. My Adderall's kicking in,
Thor,
buddy.
You dive. I'll play back a little bit.
They have a Scarlet. Watch out for Scarlet dives. Oh, they have Scarlet Strange team up. That's fucking annoying.
Alright, call it if you're getting
Behind
dives.
us. Behind us, name one.
I'm coming.
I'm getting pulled. Heal me. I didn't make the fucking portal, bro. No. Okay, I got revived.
Yo,
regardless.
I'm lagging.
What the fuck?
Oh, fuck.
Hey, yo, this ain't working.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
just happened.
I'm on point. I have the point.
I'm gonna go Loki with that Captain America. He's gonna be on my ass.
Okay.
What's up, bro?
Getting chased.
They traded half lane! Stop them!
They name one.
Yeah, we're
Okay, squad here. I'm waiting.
Oh, I'm dead.
Let's go.
Sorry.
Guys, don't solo fight, bro. Don't solo fight.
I was running, bro.
Yo, their cap is a problem.
Healing. Why would I need healing?
Fuck,
Yeah.
are we strong enough?
There's
I don't know if no more is gonna work if you're not getting final hits. That's the main thing.
Okay.
Yo,
If
I don't love the combo of Namor and Hela. Like, I think you either get one of the two.
So they have a team up. That's
I'm
the
on
thing.
point. Push
Oh,
up,
dude, I
please,
know
for the
that.
love of God.
Come.
I'm gonna die. I died.
Yeah,
I'm dead.
Fucking
Alan's behind us. Alan's behind us.
Alan's right behind us.
Okay. Let me know that.
I'm about to die. Bro, I came up and it died.
Okay.
Yo, please heal. Please heal. All right,
Okay.
yo, we gotta.
Yo,
Oh, okay.
I'm going third. I'm going third healer. Warlock's coming.
Okay, then I'm gonna play tank. I'm gonna play rogue.
Wait, no, I wanted three healer, but
What's body?
Okay, fuck.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
This works.
This works.
Not enough heals, and especially with them as Captain America.
Nah, I can dive them. We have 2 dive tanks. I think this works.
Okay, but
Let me know when you're
where
going.
is the
Let me know when you're
team?
going
Oh,
in.
here.
Yeah, group up. We can win this. Just call when they're ulting
I'm
this.
gonna get Cloak and Dagger ult pretty
Yo,
soon.
watch out for Alan sneaking up on us. He's been doing that a lot.
Bet.
Yo, Luna
I'm gonna ult on the objective
Hey.
in 3.
They all ulted. Back up.
Okay, back up.
Oh fuck, I'm gonna get caught up.
Okay,
I died.
we lost one. I'm back on point.
Gary's so weak.
Oh my god, how does he? Oh fuck, bro. He's back at full.
I'm trying to come towards you guys. Give me a second.
Did you guys
I
get
pushed him
those?
back. I pushed him back.
You're dying, just 1 point.
Just go on point. Everyone go on point.
I've been on point, bro. Oh my god.
I have rev.
Back up.
Oh.
What the fuck was that, bro?
I have Agamotto.
My fault. I might have pushed him towards you guys. I can't lie.
Damn, yeah, I'm behind them right now.
Okay.
What was I supposed to do? Yo, move back to us.
Cancel, bro.
Yo, Henny, move back to us. I can get healed. I can get rezzed. Move back to it. Never mind, I'm rezzed. It's fine.
I'm dead, my boy.
Oh, my fault, OG.
I'm 1v1ing invis on point. Oh fuck, Starly's here. Oh
you holding
shit.
it?
Oh shit. No, because nobody's helping me, bro. Oh fuck, Rafiki's gonna
I'm
die.
getting chased.
I know. I saw it.
Yeah, their Captain America is really targeting.
They hit a checkpoint.
Alright, they're gonna start respawning here. Back up.
Yeah, back
I think I
the
gotta
fuck
go
up.
fish, though.
Gonna go fish?
I know y'all love Cloak and Dagger,
fish,
but...
go
No, yo, do your thing, bro.
Do your thing, bro. Do your thing.
Whatever we're doing now is not working, bro.
Yo, whoever's fighting that Captain America, you're getting soloed.
Yo, I am B2ing 2 tanks right now.
Yo, back up.
It's all good. Honestly, bro, like let the
Arjun, do you think you can play DPS, bro? You think you can do Iron Man?
yeah.
All right. Also, I'll swap to third healer if you need that. If
Okay, I'm swapping Iron Man.
Oh, I got my all cancel. Fuck.
Oh, my ult canceled again.
Okay. Okay, that's just a reset. That's just a
Really
reset.
Alan behind us?
Hey, we have 3 kills as a team. So
Where the
we
fuck
need
is
this
Alan,
to
bro?
be
Can you ping him, bro? Like I can't.
No, I don't see him.
Okay.
There's a strange on me?
Fuck. Charlotte's dead.
Captain America's really annoying.
Feels small.
Yo, they have a Scarlet Witch, bro. That's a bad matchup for Iron Man.
Okay.
Switch off Iron.
Go tank. All right, go tank. Go tank.
banned-
Go tank.
Yo, Manir, Squirrel Girl.
I don't know. Nothing is working, bro.
No, Manir, Squirrel Girl. We got this.
3 minutes. Fuck it. Yeah, we got this.
I'm taking too much damage, bro.
Fucking bitch. Always using that when I fucking steal the ult.
Yeah, I mean that's the strategy, bro. Oh, that's not good for my health
How
bar.
long can we hold them?
He's chasing me. Fuck. No, I got my ass. I think they got it, bro.
I'm gonna just try to stall.
Get on it, just do what you
This
can.
strange. Okay, yo, Ike, I think is that strange is fucking assault.
Hold point. Just hold
It's
point.
tanks. It's both the tanks.
I'm
I
just trying to
agree.
hold for
Yeah,
as
that
long as I
Captain
can.
America is a mess.
That cap is a problem, bro.
Fuck. Okay.
So hear me out.
Zero.
Arjun switches to Wolverine.
3.
I'm so down.
Time to switch things up.
I'll switch to tank.
Including which side you're on.
Okay.
Okay.
Unironically, I'm down. Fuck it.
You'll need
the
a
last game,
top-notch
fuck it.
team to win this one. Eat and kick butt.
Hey, yo, our last casual game. Guggen, tell me about my.
Okay.
Fuck it, right? I'm down. Fuck it. Let's dive tank, bro.
Okay.
Tell me about my Wolverine.
I just don't know if it works on this map, you know?
Bro, nobody wants to tell him what your Wolverine, bro.
Yo, Guggen,
I,
tell me
have
about my
nothing to say.
Wolverine.
I actually have nothing to say. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, I was doing nice, bro.
Yo, there's
Trust.
nothing memorable about that Wolverine, bro.
Okay. Okay. So who's the problem on their team? Scarlet for sure. Like who else though?
Captain America, bro.
Yeah, it's Captain America. He's making the
Okay,
healers
okay.
useless.
I'm gonna get
What
behind.
counts as Captain America?
Before you attack.
I think it's Balaj.
Maymore, probably.
Okay, I'm gonna try to fair leap on them to get
Well,
them
just-
onto our
definitely.
space, and then if I do, just like gang up on them.
We should have played group, bro.
Yo, fight with the tanks. Fight with the
They
tanks.
didn't bring Groot
Yeah,
either.
Groot would be effective though. I'm gonna lie. Groot would probably be good, or would have been good.
Yeah, group would have been good on offense. Low-key.
Like defense, you mean?
Yeah.
Not on
Or on
offense.
offense.
Oh yeah, defense,
Battle
defense.
starts
Yeah.
in 5, 4,
I mean, group. I might switch to group if it's not
2.
working.
All right, I'm flanking off Rip.
Oh, the squid,
Alright.
guys.
I'm shooting them. I'm shooting them. Okay, both squids are down.
Squid's dead. Logan, you're in deep.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
I'm on point. I'm on point. Just fucking hurling shit. Let me know
So
if
remember
this.
to blow like I mean, you got anti-heal. Captain
Cap,
America.
cap, 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 cap,
I'm
cap.
back up. I'm backing up.
He's running. He's running.
Ping cap. Oh fuck you, Ren.
Logan's dead.
Range up close. Range up close. Cap back. Cap back. Yeah, there's alternating tanks, bro.
Arjun, back up.
Kill cap. Kill cap. Kill cap. Kill cap. Kill
Dead.
cap.
Captain America's dead. Hitler's dead.
Alright. I want it to be known, bro.
Anti-heal. Anti-heal.
Yep, let's get it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yo, they're in the more squids just fucking me up more than
Oh,
anything.
there. I'm gonna switch to group, bro.
Anybody?
Range is dead. I'm dead. Fuck. Okay,
ulted.
they popped an ult.
Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive. Don't fight them, don't fight them. Don't fight them, yeah, don't fight them, don't fight them.
Yeah, don't fight them until we got the
He's
ult
smoking
back.
dagger ult soon.
They're wasting ults, they're wasting so many ults.
Okay. Who's ulting first? Okay.
Heals,
Nothing
heals, heals,
ulting
heals,
first.
heals.
Nothing's ulting. Get on point. Get on point. Get on
Oh
point.
shit.
Push up. Push up. Push up. Get no more. Get no more. He's behind. He's like behind them. He's straggling. Nature channel him. Fucking. Oh fuck.
Yo. Oh.
Yeah,
They counter ult.
Captain America dead.
Yeah, we-
Get them.
Oh fuck.
Stay behind me, stay behind me.
Okay, we lost the tank. We lost the tank.
Yes?
Just go in this straight line. You have my ult.
Oh, you have healer ult down. Did you call
You
it?
have my ult. Go in this straight line.
No, he didn't call it. Oh fuck.
It's over. It's over.
Range
The
got.
ult's done. The ult's done. The ult's done.
Scarlet behind you. Scarlet behind point. Scarlet behind point.
I don't have heals. Oh fuck.
Stay in Loki. Stay in Loki. Stay in Loki. Tank.
I'm switching Iron Man.
Alright,
I'm
switch
not
Iron Man.
done with this fight yet.
I'm about
Just,
to
just
die,
stay, just
so
stay,
dead.
just stay super far away, bro. You have a lot of space in right
I
here.
missed everything. Yeah.
Honestly, bro, I wasn't doing bad as Wolverine, but
Fuck you, bro.
Back up, back up, back up, back up, back
Oh,
up.
they
back up.
fucking beam my
Play life,
ult,
play life,
bro.
play life, play life, play life, play life.
Fuck. Okay, I forgot I had
Kill
to
him,
team
kill
up.
him, kill him.
Forgot I had to team up. Okay.
Cap's so weak.
Not gonna be able to. He's got heals now.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
It's fine, it's fine. They overextended, that means.
Just reset a little bit.
Yo, Scarlet Witch is on my ass.
Go, 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 go. We got this. We got this. We got this.
Yeah, punish this guy. Oh, he's kind of
Scarlet
invincible
Witch.
while he's ulting, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's
hey,
okay. Oh fuck.
I don't think you should play thing into Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, no, she's following me. I got you. I'm Punisher. I should the
Okay,
Punisher.
okay. Stranger's chasing me. Stranger's chasing me. Oh fuck. Get his ass. Get his ass at me, please.
Let's go, Fiki.
Did you get him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are we chasing someone to the corner?
Fuck.
I'm trying to
He's
stay
fucking over
alive.
healers, bro. Yo, guys, can we push up?
I'm trying to kill Scarlet.
Me and DPS ain't working, bro.
Okay. Go tank. Go tank. Go tank.
Yo,
Or go back. Or go back at him. Or whatever you want, bro.
I'm gonna play DPS.
Or Adam. Honestly, yo, I think
They portal. They portal. They portal.
They're getting cocky. That's just
I'm dead, bro. Portal.
Yeah. I don't know why they portal.
I'm portaling.
yeah,
Why are you portaling?
I'm
We need to
take
touch
cloak and
point,
dagger
bro.
ult.
They saw me.
Okay. So
Good.
yeah, I don't know why you did that.
Taking
shit,
cloak
bro.
and dagger ult. I'm gonna go around.
nice.
Go around.
When you say around, when
Bro,
you
we need to
mean
touch
around?
point.
Oh fuck. Yeah. I'm dead.
Guys,
Yeah, man.
I'm spiraling, bro. I'm switching Warlord.
Everybody's spiraling, bro. We're all spiraling, bro.
we're just changing C rates over and over.
I got the
There's
reflex.
fucking healer. I got.
Okay, go get his pick. Go get his pick. Go.
Go, 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 go. Cloak ult on point. Go, just come to point. Just come to point.
I'm here, I'm here.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Scarlet
Kill.
Witch fucking me.
Get strange.
Kill Cloak and Dagger in the right corner, bro. Please. You can't kill Cap if she's still alive, bro.
Yeah. Sorry, this is
Hold
good.
dagger dead.
Okay. Stay on point. Do not get off the fucking point now. If we fucking lose this shit because we get off the point, I'm
Hey,
actually
yo,
gonna cry, bro.
Scarlet Witch behind us.
Heals.
I'm trying. You have
trying
to.
too, bro.
You have to use your anti-heal.
I don't have anti-heal on right now.
I'm your fucking.
Okay, get invis, get invis, get invis, get invis. Okay.
Scarlet Witch still behind us. I'm calling that
I
again.
killed her.
Invis dead?
Nice. That was big.
Holy fuck. Okay.
Let's fucking go. Okay. Keep it up.
No more's low. No more's low.
Keep the pressure. We respawn right here.
Yo,
No more's low in the bubble. No more's low in the bubble. Kill him, bro.
Healer dead?
Oh.
Healer dead?
Kill no more. He's in the fucking. Okay. Fuck, we're good.
Get him in here.
Okay, he's dead. Okay. Fuck.
Did you get him?
hell,
Did you get him?
I got him.
Good shit.
Cap one.
He's backline. He's dead. He's dead.
Okay, stay together.
I just want to stagger them.
3 on point all times. We need that shit right now, bro.
Okay. I have res. I'm gonna play.
I have no.
I'm gonna play like a pussy right now. For obvious
Very
reasons.
good. They're still on Scarlet
Careful, they like to sneak up behind us.
Yeah. Especially the Scarlet.
and the cap. Yeah, they're
Behind.
all
Yeah,
they're
where?
in front of us.
Where?
They're in front. They're all in front. They're all
I
in
saw
front.
bullets. I didn't see the person.
They're all in front of us right now.
Back up.
They're gonna start chaining off.
Yeah, cap ulted. He can't die. They get healed off that shit. Back up. They basically have a support ult on right now. Fuck.
They grabbed me. I'm dead.
I'm bringing back a support.
Okay, well I got one of them. Oh fuck.
died.
Oh fuck.
I'm dead. I'm reviving.
Oh, okay.
There's going.
Everybody said the same shit.
Guys, we got-
It stays up for a while.
Yeah, no,
Just one instant.
It's just
Oh
funny.
fuck.
It's just funny,
Scarlet chasing. Scarlet chasing.
I'm here.
Okay.
Get the healers. Healers dead.
I ulted for no reason.
My fault, OG.
Die.
Watch out for that. No more is behind. No more is
I'm
behind.
dead. Oh, I'm
Oh
dead.
my god.
Good shit,
Fuck.
damn it.
No. Two died.
Healer's dying.
Where's
Healers
the bro? Run past him. Just run away from him.
Yo, you have one healer. Jonathan's only healer right now.
Racial again.
A.M.I, back up.
Back up.
One dead.
Jonathan's only healer right now.
I'm on the way.
Alright, I'm back.
Guys, we need to
I'm gonna
touch.
use cloak and dagger.
Ayo,
Yeah, hold on.
We can put.
Captain America on me.
Iron Man's dead. No more's low. No more's dead. No more's in the bubble.
Where are you at, yo? Oh shit, never mind.
Hold on.
Fuck. My fault. I'm gonna die. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm going in.
Fuck me. Wrong ult.
Alan dead.
Just do what you can. Do what you can. That's good. That's big. That's still big.
Healer dead.
Look at Iron Man. Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Accidental Iron Man, but I kind of came out.
They still have invis somewhere. She's invisible back there. She's gonna ult. Oh, she didn't. Okay, she didn't ult.
Yo, somebody get Scarlet with me.
We're too busy focusing on the cap.
Got Scarlet.
Sorry.
It's fucking the
Keep
most
pushing. Keep momentum. We right here. Keep fighting.
I almost had my
Be
ult.
aggressive. Kill him.
Oh fuck. We get him? Oh, we got him. Back up. Okay.
Okay, just
One death.
L1. You're a little bit extended.
That's fine. I just want to push him.
How the fuck did I die, bro?
No, you
He
have
was
enough.
chilling right above, bro.
You have enough health, bro. It's all good.
Let my shield recharge.
Oh,
Yo,
They ulted.
the OT, like,
oh, I died, bro. I died.
Chain ults back up in the chain ults.
And
can't-
you're the only dead, so I'm not gonna risk.
Yeah, no problem.
Healer dead.
Keep going.
Wait, wait.
I'm back.
Don't rest. Our spawns are here.
Oh fuck. Oh my god, I died immediately as soon as I got rezzed, bro.
oh yeah, me too.
Alan one shot.
That's just bad position on that fucking.
Scarlet behind.
I have my ult if I could use it.
I'm gonna ult.
Get on the healing.
Ayo, move up.
I got two of them. I'm dead.
Oh, how?
Get on point.
Get on point. They have no heals. They have no heals.
Alan dead.
I'm dead.
Okay, that's most of their team is dead. They're gonna respawn. Scarlet's coming first.
Okay, we're on overtime, bro. We up.
Iron Man
touching point.
here. Iron Man up there.
Yeah.
Phenomenal ping.
Iron Man behind.
Yo, they might be portaling. Where's everybody?
They don't have a strange. They're on triple support.
Oh, Scarlet Witch above.
Fuck. I'm beaming her.
Stop it. I'm stopping the healing.
Scarlet's dead.
I That's good.
Heals.
Big.
Heals on me.
Hey, cap.
Get
Fuck.
the healers if you can.
Good shit.
I got Alan.
One healer down.
Fucking dagger right
Fucking
here.
dagger in the corner, left side.
I'm on Raccoon.
They got a Thor now? Fuck, okay, hold on.
Balaj is like quarter health.
He's dead.
Dead.
They have a rocket.
I have Agamotto.
Get Alan.
Rocket.
Okay.
Perfect Agamotto, bro.
Damn, they never grouped up. Yo, they never grouped up. They just kept coming one by one.
Yeah,
It's the aggression, bro. It's the.
They're scrambled.
because it was OT that whole time. They're just like, yo, someone, I don't know.
Okay, they have way more time than us, though.
That's fine.
Yo, this trash bag has 5 kills. What the fuck?
Yo, the fact that we got it this close is an achievement enough, bro.
To be Iron Man.
But job's not done, bro.
Everybody.
It's
I
that
think this is
first
good.
corner. Yo, we're back on offense. We gotta get through that first corner.
Okay,
like,
do we want to group? No? Okay.
need a tank.
We were solo tanking.
No.
I don't think.
Were we solo tanking? No.
What can we play group? Do you want me to play group?
Wait.
What was our team? Was it this the whole time?
Scarlet-
Nah, because we need the Namor for the Captain America.
Yeah, I'm cool with Namor.
and the Scarlet Witch. Like they have 2 divers,
Okay,
so
okay.
I think this is.
I'll try to do my best.
Loki,
Just,
can you play tank?
nah, keep.
Yeah, I think so.
The revive is clutch.
Oh, I
Alright,
think
bet.
we need him.
We need him. The soul
Bet,
bond
bet,
is super
bet.
clutch,
Yeah, the res
and the
is
res
huge.
is
Res is
clutch.
You think Thor works?
Huh?
Or no, like Iron Man has to. We need Iron Man for Iron Man.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's the best I can do.
This was working, bro. Let's try this until it
Yeah,
doesn't.
I'm also okay with
We're
that.
still pushing. So
we
just
had
keep the
good
same
chemistry.
team. Just keep the same team.
Yeah,
okay,
like,
bet.
yo, this is the corner that. This is the hardest part, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If shit spirals, I switch instantly. Okay. I switch to Meg.
The battle starts in 5,
Okay.
4,
That works.
I like that. I like that.
1.
I'm gonna take an off angle.
No Namor?
Oh, bitch.
Yeah. Oh.
Where's she even?
Where is everybody?
They have a venom. They have a venom. No more.
There's a lot of free space, man.
This is weird.
Yeah, I know I did that.
They want us in this longer corner.
Venom behind us. Venom flanking.
Venom behind us.
Yeah. Balaj
Yo,
is-
everyone turn around. Everyone turn. Someone play up.
Yeah. We don't need the tank to turn around. Tank, just keep making space.
Thanks, just keep tanking.
Yo, should I go for that back line?
Venom dive.
Believe.
They're doing bare damage. I might die here. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We have to touch, bro.
Yeah. I'm pushing. Oh no! Touch the point. We're running out of time.
I'm dead.
I'm going tank.
You have to touch.
We have to touch.
Somebody has to touch.
Fuck.
Fuck.
I was trying to.
Yo, Parshva, thank you for following, bro.
3.
Parshva, my goat, bro. Parshva.
Time to switch things up.
Yo, when
Including which side
Huh?
just for next time, if there's a dive tank, just instead of healers moving back,
you'll need
up to the
a
tanks.
top team to win this one.
I never wanted to be Iron Man.
Wait, why?
Yeah, good point.
So that you don't die and you don't get peeled, bro.
That way we can still fight together.
Yeah. Because if the tank turns around, we're cooked, bro.
Yeah.
Like let's keep it a ban for ban, bro.
Do we have the resources to take out Iron Man?
I mean, I can. If I'm fully focused on that.
I can also focus on Iron Man.
Or should I play DPS again?
World again. Or is it
Fuck it, we'll run this. Fuck it. Last time we did this, it didn't work. So. I mean, last time we did.
Oh, wait, one
Yes.
DPS. Okay, fuck
Keep
it.
in mind, they're gonna be
Yeah.
cocky because they have like 4 minutes.
30 seconds before you attack.
I mean, they
I'm just
gotta
gonna just
do
wall
like
the
5.
fuck.
They gotta move it.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna annoy them with my walls.
Yo, we can't have a single death.
Okay, Guggen, make sure you put your walls in a
3
good
minutes,
spot.
4 minutes without dying.
Oh damn, yo, a rocket res would have helped here.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess because we had no time to last time.
The battle starts in 5.
Alright,
Yeah,
I'm
go
just gonna be
just another
standing. This is my corner that I'm standing in.
Where's your other walls, bro?
Hold this corner. Hold this
I'm
corner.
playing literally from this corner.
Your wall's gone, bro.
They have a hello.
Okay.
Yo, someone on the top.
Venom. Don't all turn around, bro. Please.
So
I'm
bad.
on the point. I'm on stopping their heals.
Yeah, just ignore Venom, bro. He's like tickling.
Heals.
I'll beam Venom every time he dives. Just don't worry about it.
Okay, perfect.
I might need some heals, bro.
Minir's on Venom Wash.
Or they trapped me.
Oh,
They
fuck.
fucking trapped me.
Yo, we lost our last attack.
They lost the tank.
You're too pushed up, bro.
That's my fault. That is my fault.
Oh, Venom.
Venom got me.
I have portal. This touch point.
I'm on the point.
Yo, go get your...
Go, on it, go.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Fuck it. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna die.
I'm on point.
We got cloak and dagger.
We're cloaking that girl.
Soban.
Watch out for the moral.
I'm ulted.
Oh, I'm down.
Fuck.
Heals.
I'm
Get on one of my totems.
What the fuck is this portal? Hey, you got
Yo, I had my ult and then I died.
Okay, well, I just sold all of that guy for fun.
Bro. That's so jokes. I'm coming.
Okay,
Yo, kill these
okay.
guys.
Yo, it's only 4 of you right now. Emmett's coming and then I'm coming after him.
I'm behind.
I might die here.
Give us some space if you have to. Give us space if you have to.
Yo, I have Warlock res. If you want to die, I'll right
No.
under.
Okay, cloak and dagger ult on point.
Get killed.
Alan.
Where the fuck is Alan, bro?
Yo, I
got him.
They literally cannot do anything. I have ult right after this ult over.
Okay.
Soban.
Okay, right after this ult over. 3,
Okay.
2,
Ult.
I'm ulting right here.
I'm down. I'm about to die. I tried.
Okay, we're back.
Hella ult.
Touch point. Where's point?
Touch it.
I'm on it.
I'm ulting.
The more's one shot.
The more's dead.
Yeah. I'm gonna fly back as fast as fucking possible. Holy, bro. We never capped the point though. Fuck. Stay on point. Don't get out. Don't get off point.
They're trying to kill me.
I'm on
it's a
point.
4.
I'm dead.
Fuck.
I'm dead.
Stay on point.
Fuck.
Go.
Is that it?
I'm flying in. Oh, I died immediately, bro. Fuck.
That's it.
Fuck.
We did good though.
Damn.
We did. I'm proud of us.
Bro, 66 kills is insane.
Damn.
Holy, bro.
Who got 66? Yeah. Fuck. 35 final hits, bro.
Both team 3 healers is also.
Yo, I think we lost on defense too fast.
Yeah, we
should have
did.
done better.
Yeah.
We didn't rotate fast enough. We were playing some ass.
Yeah. I agree.
But other than that, we did pretty good. I'm proud of us.
Bro, tell them, yo, ask them best of service though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not done.
You know
I'm about it. I'm about it.
Yeah.
What are you feeling, Justin? You want to keep going or not?
Not really.
Okay, they're back.
That was a nice sweaty run.
Yo, GG's, bro.
GG's, guys.
Bro,
GG's, bro. GG's. That was fun.
Holy, bro.
That was so fun.
Good game, bro.
But
fun,
was
dude.
really cooking us, yo. Like
That was-
You had us
consistently, man. The
panicking.
back
That was
line.
good, bro.
Fucking good.
You had to ban Gambit though, huh?
Yo, and we got to keep the Wolverine, bro.
We had to.
Oh, yeah,
Bro. We got
The
caught.
one time we let Gambit walk.
Yo, the time we let Gambit play, he just fucking was rolling us.
Oh my
We should
god.
rape you guys that game.
Oh, that game was so tough for us.
Okay, now what are you guys saying, bro?
We can randomize teams. I'm down to just hit the random button.
Yes.
I'm down.
Okay, fuck it, I'll stay for one as well.
Change
Alright,
the
we
change
gotta
it from like this.
stay in the
We can just stay in the Discord. That's calm.
yeah.
That was so
Yeah.
sweaty. That's fucking good.
Alright.
This is the exact same team. We just replaced Rifty with the.
What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Let me try to get one that has me and Guggen on different teams because we can both do that.
Bro, team AMI for the win. Holy.
That was close though. That was a close
It was
game.
actually so
Yeah, I
close.
agree.
bro.
That was a good game.
Honestly, we low-key sold on offense.
Yo, fucking triple sport bullshit, bro. That actually was pissing me off.
No, that shit was annoying, bro.
Alright. Yeah, this team.
Bro, when did
man.
Guggen learn how to play
No, bro.
Rogue? The fuck?
What?
When did Guggen learn how to play Rogue, bro?
Oh,
Yeah,
you talking
yo,
about-
your role is cooking our ass, bro. That game, we could not stop you, bro.
Alright, does this
Bro,
seem
Guggen
fair?
is dead ass like Kakashi or some shit, bro. He saw like Balaj play Rogue and he just
And just
copied him and then he
Yeah.
started cooking our shit. Dude.
Yo, you guys don't want to know, bro? I've been playing Rogue all week, just like training her up.
Just for
Deadass, bro. This guy was on a training arc for Rogue.
Yesterday when
Yeah, it
Alan
must be
started,
really hard
wasn't
playing with
training
one
arc,
hand.
yo,
I mean,
yesterday when
the
Alan,
rogue worked.
It did.
like I started playing Rogue, he's like, yo, why are you so good at Rogue? I was like, yo, it's my first time playing it, bro.
You
Mhm.
fucking
God
bitch.
You
Yo,
know,
I was
even though I
hyping it
played
up to them. I was telling them, yo, this guy picked it up like just yesterday or something. He's nasty.
Nah,
You probably put like a dozen hours in this week, bro.
Yo, what
Yeah,
the
I
fuck?
put a
Yo,
bare hours
fuck
playing
you.
yeah, I kept
Yo, because
secret,
I'm
bro.
playing Strange, this guy would absorb my shit, pick up the shield, and then push forward with it. I'm like, what the hell?
That's what he thought.
How do you learn these strats, dude? What the fuck?
I don't know. I just started doing shit, bro. I can see what
Yo,
ability
shut
I
up, bro. I know you watched the Rogue guide from
The
like, True
Rogue
Vanguard
guide,
or some
bro.
shit.
Yo, let me see if